Good morning. Happy Labor Day. I am attempting a day in the life vlog. Chaylee usually does them, but this is my attempt. So we just finished breakfast. I should have taken a picture of it, but it was delicious. We had country fried steak and biscuits and gravy from, what's that place called? Bill's Cafe in our local area. That's my daughter who's messing with the door right now. She's just learned how to do it. We are going out to a lake today. We're going to go on a walk and we're going to see how that goes. We wanted to go boating, but the boats don't open until 11 and it's supposed to be 94 today. So we're thinking it'll probably be too warm to go boating before it's not going to work out in terms of the time of day. We're heading out to the nursery. I'm going to hopefully get some knitting done. And today is, I believe, day 6 of my wool and dress challenge. So more on that later. See you soon.
Mama.
So we just got back from our lake trip. We tried to go on the little train ride that goes around the lake, but it ended up being super crowded and Lottie was starting to fall asleep in our arms. So we bailed on the line and decided to go get Jamba Juice instead. Sorry, my hair's a little windswept. It was a little bit windy out at the lake. So she fell asleep on the way home. We picked up Jamba Juice. I got my white gummy Jamba Juice that I just discovered a couple months ago, which is amazing. It's mostly ice cream with a little bit of banana and strawberry thrown in. So I'm going to sit in the house, hang out for a little bit while she's resting in the car with Daniel, hopefully get some knitting done. I left my tripod in the car in her stroller, which I am not even attempting to sneak up and try and get because you don't wake the sleeping child. So that's why I'm crouched on the floor. I'm using the tripod that is set up for her to FaceTime with her grandparents, so it's quite low to the ground. As you can see, I think you can see the little play kitchen that I'm kind of on the level of the little play kitchen. But so I'm going to try and get some knitting done. If I can figure out how to prop this tripod up, I'll see if I can catch some of me knitting. Chaylee is better at vlogging than I am. Catch you later. Hi, just a quick check-in. So if you've been noticing, this is where the room that Chaylee and I always podcast in. It doubles as it's my craft room, as well as kind of a makeshift nursery for my daughter. That's her diaper changing pad behind me. So it's kind of a catch-all room for it. Right now, she has her own bedroom, but we don't change her in her bedroom at nighttime because the majority of the floor in there is taken up by a huge beanbag chair. It's like 7 feet. I don't think I've ever shown it on Instagram stories or anything. I bought it for my husband when we were still dating. We were like 21 and I bought him this giant beanbag chair for a Christmas present, I think. We didn't know we were getting married then. We were still just dating. We'd only been together for a few years and I didn't know that I would be getting this beanbag chair when we got married and moved in together. So that was like the first thing. His mom was like, you're taking the beanbag chair. So that takes up the majority of my daughter's room floor. She loves to actually play in it. It's like a little mountain for her. So we've kind of split up her changing area from her actual room. And then this is our bureau, dresser, and her diaper changing pad. So my long story short on all of this is over this shoulder is, my cubes for my yarn storage, but my husband's been talking about doing kind of like the X's so I can store the yarn by color and by like type, like if I've got multiple skeins or if they're like one-hit wonders. so I can be a little bit more organized, because right now what I do is I just have bins, like those wire bins from Target, and I just pull them out and carry them into the living room when I'm looking for a colorway, and then I just dig through them all and then dump them back in whatever order I have. So we're going to Home Depot right now to see if it's the right, they have the wood that we need to make the little Xy things to hopefully make my yarn storage a little bit more organized and accessible for me. We're giving it a shot. I took a video of what it looked like before, and if it comes out and it looks great, I'll put in a video afterwards and of the process of us doing it. If it doesn't come out and it doesn't look great, you'll probably have me back here in 2 or 3 hours being like, yeah, that didn't work out. So we're off to Home Depot right now. I will catch up with you soon. So I am sitting here waiting for literally watching paint dry, waiting for the paint to dry on our, the little cross Xy things for my yarn cubes. You can see the paint. I'm not that clean of a painter. I'm actually a super messy painter. So my husband, I'm going to scoot back so you can actually, I'm in frame. My husband was super successful in cutting the little X's out. We had some extra white paint from when we painted our bathroom. So it's just extra paint. The board doesn't take the paint super well. I don't think it's meant to be painted. Truly, Daniel says, that's my husband, says that it's meant to be like the backing of cabinets, but I don't mind that much as long as it looks mostly white. I'm painting it white to match the shelves. I don't mind if it looks a little streaky. It's not perfect because the yarn's going to cover most of it anyway. I'm just interested in looking kind of like it goes all together. So I've got 2 X's that I'm going to put in and kind of fill them up and then see if we need more. We have enough material for 4, but it's a 3x3 cube, so I've got 9 cubes. And I do have some of those wire baskets you get from Target, so I may just leave those in and kind of play around and see what works. So the next clip is hopefully us installing them into the cube, and I'm going to load them up with my skeins, and hopefully it'll keep me a little bit more organized so I don't have to keep digging through all of that. So stay tuned to see how it looks. So I was successful in cleaning up my craft room yarn station. This is actually turning into a mini yarn craft room tour. So I've got my stitch markers here, which was already organized. Candle, my scissors and my sharps, they're pushed all the way to the back so my daughter can't grab at them. I've got the train case from Jimmy Bean's wool. And now I was able to reorg all of my bins. So this bin right here's got candles and project bags. This middle bin is finished sweaters, and my sock blockers are wedged right next to it because my daughter likes to play with them, and if she drops them on the hardwood floor, it becomes like a slip and slide. The next bin right next to it is also finished sweaters, so I've got a decent amount of sweaters going on. Down here we've got some fabric that I use to make project bags. This is the middle bin right here is my cakes, and then these are the really cute X's that my husband made. So at the top right here, I've got sock sets, sweaters quantity, which turns out I don't have that much sweaters quantity, self-striping yarn, and this is like DK worsted weight stuff that I don't usually work with. Most of everything else is fingering, and then down here I tried to color coordinate it a little bit. You can kind of see what my color palette is. I really like pinks and purples, and then I've got some teals popped in. This middle basket is kind of like a miscellaneous basket. It's got some acrylic yarn. It's got some yarn that my sister picked up for me in Italy. It's got stuff that my husband brought me back from Italy. So it's kind of just a catch-all, but it doesn't really match it's not really indie dyed. It's just kind of like my mystery yarn bin. And then you can see at the bottom, some Karen Simply Soft, which is what I knit Tristan Molina's Wood Woes out of. And then this bin right here at the end is all of my whips. So I found all of my whips, and that was not great. So that was kind of stressful. That's actually only my knitting whips. My crochet whips are in another bin that we're not discussing right now. So this is my kind of revamped yarn storage. I'll back up so you can see some of the shells. I really like these X's my husband made. They make my stash look like a local yarn store. So I thought that was really great. If you're looking over here like this isn't organized, it's not really. The bottom tub is stationary, and the tub up here is maternity clothes and nursing tank tops. So it's kind of things that I will be needing shortly, but don't really want to put into rotation. Look what I found while I was cleaning. I found a half-started project, it was an attempt at knitting mohair, lace, and baubles at the same time, and it did not go great at all. I ended up with a migraine because it was too tricky, so I have to pull this out. But look at all of these socks that I don't have the ends woven in. I found them stuffed at the back. I think I was hiding them from my little sister so she wouldn't see that I didn't weave in any of my ends. These are all yarnable socks with various contrasting heels, toes, and cuffs. I think this is in order, so I think this is February, March, April, and May that I haven't woven any of the ends in. I also found my drought-tolerant cowl, which we've taken finished object pictures of, but I don't weave in the ends of this either. We just tuck them when we take photos. So I need to weave in those ends. And then this is a project that needs a little refashioning. My dad made it. It's really beautiful. It's crocheted. You can see it's got a really pretty overlay crochet, but it didn't turn out to be the correct dimensions that we were hoping for, and it doesn't stay on. It's a shawl. When I kind of do my little fix to it, I'll show it, but it's beautiful. It's beautiful yarn. He does a great job. I'll try and zoom in on the stitches so you can see it. It ended up having trouble with the dimensions, so I'm going to tack it in a couple places to make it kind of usable this winter for me. So that you'll have to stick around and see. I'll probably show it on the podcast one day, but I was successful in cleaning up my craft room. Don't look at all my other walls. That was one wall. We're not going to discuss what the closet looks like.
Hello. All right. So it's about 8:50 at nighttime. I'm talking a little bit lower because Lottie went to bed about an hour and a half ago. So I didn't show that. I usually sit down after Lottie goes to bed to knit, but I couldn't take any video of it because it is a collaboration with that I'm under contract for, and I'm not sure if I'm able to post photos or what I'm doing with it. It will be coming out, I believe, in I believe it's the spring-summer 2022 collection. So you will hear us hyping about that in the springtime. But I just wanted to check in and say good night. We wrapped up, we had dinner. Lottie chatted with my in-laws. I got a bunch of knitting done. I wove in the ends on one sock that I found in that monster pile. Here's the pile of the socks that's still on my desk of things that need to be woven in. I'll hopefully slowly chug through it. I'm not that great when it comes to weaving in ends. I lose steam pretty quickly. Chaylee is much better about it. But thanks so much for tagging along with me on Labor Day. I am back at work tomorrow. I'm a high school teacher, so we will see how all my students' Labor Day weekend went. Happy knitting!